Hey my village, it's your coach Mo. I know it's been a long time since I've done a video, but today I wanted to talk to y'all about something that has been heavy on my mind. Recently, like for Thanksgiving, I brought my icebreaker cards to Thanksgiving dinner, the family edition, so that I can introduce it to the family and just do something fun. And it turned out really great. It was like 32 questions, cards that help you better understand the next generation, like our parents' generation versus our generation. And it asks those questions like, how were you raised, or where are you guys from? So you can get to know a little more about your family history. And that was the whole purpose of that deck of cards. Asking our parents, like, and our aunties and uncles, how was my mom when growing up and stuff like that, getting to know how each of them were growing up, what was their favorite thing to do with their parents. Asking like those questions that get people the tears going, like for someone that passed away, which one of the people that passed away in our family would you want to bring back and why? But it was really really good to see the answers, because we did a family style, everybody sit at the table, eat together, and while we were eating, we did the circle, everyone answered a question around the table. And it was interesting because I got to know a lot about my family history, where they're from Louisiana. Didn't get, like, it brought together some information that I knew parts of, but didn't know the full picture. And didn't realize, like, my grandfather and my grandmother grew up 2 doors away from each other. They lived 2 houses down from each other in Louisiana. And it's so crazy because I didn't realize, like, my grandmother name is Mary and my grandfather name is Joseph, and then their sons have biblical names. It was so crazy. Like, we were just like, oh my gosh, like a whole epiphany at the table, like Mary and Joseph. And then they had 9 kids together, and it was just so crazy how we came to that realization, because we don't really think about those things. But the point of me saying that, like, you gotta know your family history. You have to dig deep, ask questions. A lot of families, we don't get together as much and ask questions. We usually just gatekeep in our own family. We need to know the history. One thing that got me into creating this deck of cards, because you guys know I have 6 different decks. I have the child deck, the parent edition, the co-parenting edition, the teen edition, the family edition, and the childhood trauma edition. And they're available right now on my website. You can click the link in the bio to purchase your icebreaker cards. But I started these cards I've been in my business for about 7 years, so about 5-6 years ago, when I realized we don't know a lot about our kids and our kids don't know a lot about us. And I always used to ask people, what do you really know about your child besides, or what do your child really know about you besides you being mom? Some kids don't even know their parents' real name, their legal name or maiden name, things like that, where their parents met, how did they meet, what city and state, things like that. And I think those things are important for your child to know. Why didn't it work out? Stuff like that, because it can help with the generational curses, and it can also help with healing, understanding of why your parents are the way they are. But what ultimately brought me to wanting to know more about my family is, it bothers me, like, over the last few years I've lost family members, and I learned more about them on their obituary than I did with them living. That hurts. Like, when my aunt passed away last year, like, I didn't know. And when my grandfather and grandmother died, I didn't know that my dad's family was from Arkansas. I found out that from the obituary. I didn't know that's where they were from. I didn't know, like, my aunt and uncle met and married 3 months after, but they were married for 50 plus years. But I learned more about these people, these matriarchs of the family, from their obituary, and that's sad. So don't let your kids have to ask family members about you just to fill out your obituary. If they don't know enough to put enough information on the obituary, you need to be having conversations with your child, because tomorrow's not promised. And we need to quit holding secrets. We need to be authentic and be transparent with our kids. And I feel like that's what's missing in a lot of families. You should be able to fill out all the information needed for obituary at minimum. That's how much you should know. You should know where your parents originally came from, where they was born, where they met. Like, if you can't answer like where your mom and dad met, that's how you came about. They had this many kids, stuff like that. When they were born, what year they were born, the day, their parents' name, where their parents met. Like, if you can't answer the basics, that's a problem. And I just wanted to just put that information out there. Seek to understand. Also, ask questions. Be transparent. Get to know your kids, the true kid, not the one you raised, the person they became now. And this is for like the empty nesters. You don't know your adult kids. You only know the kid that you raised, but they change. We change every so many years. We grow, we develop, we gain more knowledge. So get to know your parents outside of their title, is what I'm saying. Get to know them, who they were before you, who they are after you. It's very important. And let me know if you guys have any other questions. But go ahead and copy your copy of the icebreaker cards. They're the small deck, the mini deck. They're perfect stocking stuffers. If you order them now, it takes about a week for me to ship it to you. So make sure you order it in time if you want them for Christmas, for that next holiday you spending with the family. Until next time, Coach Mo out.